at Dave's Auto Sales. And past world champion here on the left-hand side, Mark Reese out of North Dinwiddie, Virginia. The 08 Mustang. 4:21.4, sits number 27 on the sheet right now. .387.7 for Jeremy Kreisman. 4:24.3. 15 reaction time for Mark Reese. J.P. Miller, left side of the racetrack out of Waynes, Vegas, Virginia. The Skull Crusher Beretta for Redline Oil, Wicked Bubbles, Miller Performance. And Mason Allen on the right-hand side, the S10. No time on file. I believe it's the first time I've seen J.P. all weekend. 477 for Mason Allen in the pickup truck. JP having some issues out there in the Beretta. Looks like they're going to send Mason Allen on a single. And get Killer Brooks to back up it. .480 with a 0, 145 for Mason Allen. Killer Brooks next out on the left-hand side of Youngstown, Ohio. The Mass 1969 Camaro. And Joe Robachek on the right-hand side out of Niceville, Florida. The Big Stuff TPM 68 Camaro. Missouri Enterprises, Premier Landscape helping out Robachek right side. He's number 23 on the sheet at a 4:16.3. A 478.6 for Killer. 421.3 over on the right-hand side for Joe Robachek. Calvin Butler next out, left side of the racetrack. The 2019 Corvette out of West Virginia has been a 427.5. And Randy Perkinson on the right-hand side out of South Chesterfield, Virginia, the 67 Mustang. He's your number 7 qualifier. A 386.3. Randy got himself a hot rod, 387.0 and a 386.3. Jamie Van Cleef, left-hand side, the Jelly Bean 2019 Corvette out of Ford, Virginia, number 57 on the sheet. And Jeff Melnick on the right-hand side, the Exotic Fab Avenger, number 21, 414.5. So Jamie doesn't wait for the treat. Jeff Melnick goes a 415.5. Dan Germano next out, right-hand side, the Bad Habit Camaro for Royal Purple. Miller Welders, number 25 on the sheet. And Dwayne Silence out of Jacksonville, North Carolina, the 68 Camaro left side. Number 9 on the elite side of things, 387.5. And Silence trying for a world championship here this weekend, chasing down Brian LaFlamme in the Mustang. Silence. How about a 393.5 at 191 miles an hour? Germano goes through at a 423.2 at 170. Buddy McGowan next out, right-hand side out of Perry Hall, Maryland. The 68 Camaro's number 58 on the sheet. 460 with an 8. And Josh Myers out of Rogersville, Tennessee has had a tough weekend here at the World Finals. For Myers Towing and Recovery, the 1990 Beretta with the Allen competition engine has not made a lap yet. Well, he's attempted to, but it hasn't gone well. Looks like Josh Myers got it all figured out. Goes through at a 445.6, 450 for Buddy McGowan. Pete Ignatovic. So Pete Ignatovic on the right-hand side out of Boardman, Ohio, the JPI Camaros, number 31 on the sheet. And Ronnie Proctor, left-hand side, multi-time world champion across many different platforms, number 24 at a 418.4. Ronnie Proctor rolls through the beams, and Pete Ignatovic has issues. get things fixed up and ready to go. Brian Stoltz and Lonnie Johnson going to be the next pair. Stoltz, number 13 on the elite side at a 4:03.3. Lonnie Johnson out of South Chesterfield, the 75 dart right-hand side. Joel Stoltz going to knock the tire off of it. 19 letting go, and then has issues. Lonnie Johnson's 18 red at a 569. Robbie Stewart on the right-hand side from Strasburg, Virginia. The RS Equipment and Fleet Teats Excavating 07 GTO's number 38 on the sheet. And Jeff Talvaccio trying for a world championship. The Buddies Concrete Deep Purple Camaro, left-hand side. Lost the points lead at our last stop on tour. Within 2 rounds of the points leader, Nick Maloney. Top end, 4:29.0. Only 1 thou difference in Jeff Talvaccio's 2 passes. Very consistent hot rod. Dave Mueller left side out of Pennington, New Jersey. The 06 GTO's number 51 on the sheet. And Dan Ferguson out of Harrisburg, North Carolina, the Hellraiser 2000 Viper. For Rosser Trans, Wilkins Race Engines. He's number 8. 387 for his best effort so far. Ferguson, good straight pass out of the Viper. 391.5, 191. 443 for Dave. Real consistent hot rod under him. Stacy Hall, left side of the racetrack out of Chesney, South Carolina. The Fulton powered 63 split windows, number 22 on the sheet. And Nick Maloney, your points leader in the back half top sportsman category out of Brentwood, New Hampshire. The TT Motorsports 69 Camaro for pit stop auto and truck. Nesbitt power plant between the frame rails of that machine. Maloney's been a 428 and a 425. Just took the points lead over in the category at our last event, Drag Wars, over Jeff Telvaccio. Gonna be a dogfight here to the finish. Stacy Hall, let's go 004, 416.8 with an 8th thou of his two passes. 29 for Maloney. So that wraps up Top Sportsman. So we'll go and do some track prep here. And the next thing on the racetrack will be our pros. Be a great time to go visit the Hot Rod Grill, get yourself some lunch, check out the manufacturer's Midway. Pick yourself up a World Finals event t-shirt over at the Classic Graphics trailer. But we will be down for just a little while we do some track prep for our pros. They will be the next thing that you see. So Pro Nitrous, if you're not already getting them ready, you need to. Get them on the ground, buttoned up and ready to go. Pro Boost, you will follow them. So start making your final adjustments and getting things ready.
Redline Oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Proven by me.
Proven by me.
Proven by me. Proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Unleash the power of performance with the Edelbrock Group. For over 85 years, our legendary brands have been trusted by automotive enthusiasts around the world. From street performance to racing, our innovative solutions, engineering, and testing deliver unmatched power, precision, and reliability. Proudly manufactured in our 7 facilities across the U.S., we stand by the quality of our craftsmanship. The Edelbrock Group, where passion meets performance.
This is what you save your lunch money for. Welcome to the High Limit Room.
Redline Oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Proven by me.
Proven by me.
Proven by me. Proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
We drive tech. We drive the industry. Going beyond the limits and advancing forward. A versatile all-in-one solution. We're here for you every step of the way. And that's why you see Fuel Tech everywhere.
It is Saturday, and we are here at Virginia Motorsports Park for the World Finals of the Redline Oil PDRA 2025 season. I said this yesterday, I'm going to say it again. If you have not tuned in as of yet, you have missed so much, but we're going to try and Cliff's Notes this for you and let you know what you may have missed yesterday. So last night, the weather was crisp, the track was great, and Freddie Scriba continues his tear on Virginia Motorsports Park. He set a record last night, 360 with a 1, and an incredible side-by-side pass right there, qualified in the #1 spot. And as of now, we are going to take a look at the top 10 in the Schweitzer Dynamics Pro Nitrous qualifying standings with 1 left. Freddie Scriba on top. Tim Papp, old Big Pappy, coming in with #2. Tommy Franklin, followed by Amber Denton. Billy Albert, Marcus Butner, who is in that championship hunt with Tommy Franklin, so keep an eye on that. Buddy Perkinson out here to spoil. Tim Molnar, Chris Reaney, and rounding it out is everybody's favorite, East Coast man, Matty D. So again, last night, incredible runs, Pro Boost. Like I said, the track was incredible. Randy Weatherford made an absolutely perfect pass, but if you ask him, it was not perfect because he came up 1 thou shy of the world record, and all eyes were on Melanie and Ty Teterow, and if early numbers showed anything, they were both going to test that record right there, but did not get it done as Melanie expired yet another engine. Here's the top 10 for WS Construction Pro Boost qualifying standings. Randy Weatherford, as we spoke of, on top. Steve King, your World Series of Pro Mod champion, followed behind #2. Jason Harris, followed by Melanie Salemi, who is in that championship hunt with Ty Teterow, who is behind him. Ty Teterow leading the points. Jason Lee, #6. Kurt Stedding, #7. Cameron Hensley with a career best last night of 3:59. And following out in #10 spot. So, what else did we have happen last night? Oh yeah, we just crowned some world champions, no big deal. This makes a 2-time world champion here, Alan Drinkwater, which is so great about Alan Drinkwater. We crowned him a world championship, and he was upset about that 404 on the board. We talked about the racetrack last night, and he really thought he could have gone a little bit faster, but all eyes have been on Blake Denton over there in Bonnie and Ethan Stedding all year in Pro Street. They made a killer run, which we thought might be the #1 and #2 spot, but it did not hold for long as they ended up being #2 and #3. Keep your eyes on that Fox body with something to prove over there in the right lane. Richard Reagan set a record last night, and I got to tell you, it was my pleasure to be on the top end with him. He was so excited. Richard Reagan sitting on the pole with that record, 385.4. Ethan Stedding and Blake Denton, who are in the championship hunt against each other in 2 and 3. Nick Agostino, Fletcher Cox, Scott Kincaid, Bill Riddle, Mikey Sassina, Andy Manson, and Jerry Morgano rounding out the top 10 in Pro Street. So, as you can see, and as you can probably hear, tractors are on the racetrack right now, which means, yep, you guessed it, Pro Nitrous is up next. We have our last qualifying session before we get into round 1 of eliminations tonight. Pro Nitrous, Pro Boost, Extreme Pro Stock, 632 Pro Street, Super Street, Top Sportsman, Pro Junior Dragster, Top Dragster, and Bracket Bash to round it out. Again, we are racing on Sunday. Usually at the PDRA, we conclude here on Saturday night, but you have a whole extra day of racing. So last qualifying session coming up, and then we will catch you up on all of the point scenarios of anything exciting and championship crownings that can happen tonight. So sit tight, get your snacks ready, get your cocktail ready. It's almost time to go racing here at Virginia Motorsports Park.
Schweitzer Dynamics Pro Nitrous cars, you should be in the staging lanes or making your way to them. Pro Boost, you're on a short standby.
Once again, Schweitzer Dynamics Pro Nitrous. If you are not here, we need you now. And at this time, Pro Boost. Let's bring them on down. Pro Boost. Let's bring them onto the lanes.
In the pit area, WS Construction Pro Boost, presented by P2 Contracting and Tie Drive. We'll take you to the lanes, please, for Q3. Pro Boost, we need you to the staging lanes at this time. Pro Boost.
So earlier in the weekend, we previewed a big title bout fight that we were going to have on the main stage. And I see one of the contestants down there that was supposed to compete in that, Big Dave. Can I get a, oh, we got a number one. So the fight's done, it's over with. Like it took one little, like did we just push him down a little bit or how'd that go?
Used him as a wheel chalk.
Oh, you didn't use Dane as a wheel chalk, did you?
Well, I was going to tell you, Tyler, big man standing out there and you don't see Dane, so that pretty much tells you how it went down.
He's probably got that helmet on like, hey, that's the big question. I wonder how tight the helmet is. Wonder how tight Dane's helmet is after a little ding. Speaking of big helmets.
Oh, my goodness.
A prized celebrity in the pro modified ranks has walked into the tower, and I've got to get off the microphone to get my autograph.
Man. So in the pit area, we need WS Construction, a Pro Boost presented by Tide Drive, and P2 Contracting to the staging lanes, including Kevin Rivenbark. We need your cars to the staging lanes at this time, please. So if you're out walking around, it'd be a good time to make your final purchases and head back to the grandstands as track prep is wrapping up out on the racing surface, and we will be up and running here momentarily with our professional categories. And what a wild night of qualifying it was last night. So you're not going to want to miss their last chance at the racetrack to either qualify or their last shot to see where they're at before first round rolls around.
So we talked about it a little bit last night on the way of is the night session going to set the state or set the fields? Really not knowing what today's weather conditions bring to the table. Well, now we have some of the warmest conditions that we've seen all weekend, which means the track temperature is warmer, air's not as good, and that means you have to power manage a little bit more, meaning you're not going to go as fast. So if you're on the outside, it just got trickier to get in.
And also, to add to that a little bit, you had guys set record-setting times last night, and to claim the national record, you have to be within 1%. Can they get that 1% pass right here today, this afternoon? Or another thing to think about, too, is some of these guys need those bonus points for the world record for the championship standings.
I don't think you're going after a backup for a world record right now. I think what you're playing in this session, if you are in the field securely, is you are looking at a tune-up for round 2, round 3 tomorrow. The difference in World Finals compared to other PDRA events on the season is we race on Sunday. So our final round of qualifying is about to come at you for our pro categories. Sportsman finished up this morning and this early afternoon. And once our pro category is complete, we go into round 1 of eliminations for all categories. So what that means is the next time you see the pros, it will be round 1. So that, I think, is your time to go for your backup for a world record, if that's out there. Now, that sounds very questionable of that's the opening round of eliminations. Last night, we saw how quick the racetrack changed, how quick the air changed, and how fast all of our classes got, meaning everybody is going to be pushing the limits in round 1, which you normally wouldn't say in any other event.
So a lot of different agendas is what I'm going to go with.
I said a lot of words to go. Everybody going to take this differently.
Yeah, that's a whole lot. But drivers are making their final adjustments back here underneath the tower and in the staging lanes as they fill them up. Our track crew out there with the hazard lights on the tractor, meaning he is on his final lap. And we'll be up and running here with Q3 momentarily. So Tyler touched on it a little bit here in the race control. Kevin Rivenbark, a past world champion in the category, comes to visit us.
He does, and you know, he hasn't jumped into a car on the PDRA side in a little bit, but I can't remember the stats. Brett Kepner will text me here in just a moment as soon as I say this. I think Kevin Rivenbark is still the winningest PDRA driver of all time. If I remember correctly, Kevin had the most PDRA 660 men when we started this season.
You said you're going to have to go home and count them, Tyler. That's probably not a bad thing.
That means you got a lot.
Yeah, you got a bunch if you're going to have to count them. So final round of qualifying for Schweitzer Dynamics Pro Nitrous cars is going to kick off with Brian Schrader on the right-hand side of the racetrack. The Pandemonium 2017 Corvette out of the Robert Hayes camp. Brian has struggled. He's only been a 403, and we know that this machine is well capable of going to the #1 spot. Pat Musey horsepower underneath the hood scoop. I think, though, this time we're just looking for a good A to B pass and something to take into race day. So all eyes on Brian Schrader here as he makes his final attempt, and still not the results.
Yep, went out there, got in the shake zone, and had a little bit of tire shake. Schrader aborts mission and will coast down after arguably the best day of testing that we've seen out of that team. Goes into race day currently in the number 12 qualifying position.
So our next pair fire to life and pulled through the water box. Matt Deesh on the right-hand side. The Musey powered orange Camaro out of New York. Number 10 on the qualifying sheet, has been very consistent. 371.4, 371.5. And Cam Clark left-hand side out of Reidsville, North Carolina. For Cumberland Napa, Clark's Automotive. Another Pat Musey mill underneath the hood scoop. Cam Clark has had a good race car over here on the left-hand side, but hasn't been able to make a full pull here yet. Matt Deesh on the right-hand side. Like I said, very consistent. Almost put a dial in on this Pro Nitrous machine. Top bulbs illuminate on the Christmas tree as they start with their final purges. They're off. No luck for either driver. Both drive into tire shake and have to abort mission. Next pair, Gatewood and Tim Molnar, rookie in the category, came through the elite top sportsman ranks out of Seville, Ohio. The high maintenance 2.0 69 Camaro for Albert Race Engines, ARC Gas, Ricky Smith Racing, and Jim Attachments. He's been a 369.0 so far here this week in his best effort. And Dane Wood out of Chesapeake, Virginia, absolutely hates hood scoops. If you were watching yesterday, he didn't send one. He exploded one as he went down through the traps. the original U.S. male Bay Concrete Ford Mustang here on the left-hand side for Purvis Ford, 660 race car technology and affordable trans. Dane won at 371.9.
Dane Wood and Tim Molnar. Both of them do. They're trying to, hey boys, non-contact sport. Keep it over in your side. And they both decided at the 3:30 mark, we're done. We got what we needed. So both drivers shut it down at the 3:30 mark and we'll coast down.
Chris Reaney, Buddy Perkinson going to be our next pair out on the racing surface. Buddy on the right-hand side from North Prince George, Virginia, the LET Oil 69 Camaros. The Brown Line Construction. Buddy comes in number 7 out of 368.3 and a 368.5. Chris Reaney, left-hand side, has one pass recorded. 369.7 for the Silver Bullet out of Hickory, North Carolina for ATI Performance Products. Pat Busey horsepower across the board here.
So Chris Reaney and Buddy Perkinson just saw Dane Wood and Tim Molnar take it to the 3:30 mark and click them down. See what these two got for us. Reaney needs a good lap right here. Buddy Perkinson back-to-back 368 so far. Both of them take them to the finish line. Buddy P 370, Chris Reaney 370. Handed them out.
I'm going to tell you something, bud. You said the guys that are on the verge of a national record may try to do it later on here this evening when we go to first round. I would be concerned if I was going to go for that national record and a guy like Chris Reaney or Buddy Perkinson was in the other lane. They have made, at least for Buddy, has made all 3 trips. And that's got to scare you a little bit.
Yep, Reaney was not able to make Q1, but was able to make Q2 and Q3, and he was 2 for 2 in the runs that he took the tree. So we talk about it all the time, how going up and down the racetrack, it's worth something, especially when it comes to round 1. Amber didn't, and Marcus Butler, your next year.
Amber on the right-hand side out of Fredericksburg, Virginia, the OG Jungle Rat Camaro, Franklin Electric, SmartCom, and Redline Oil on board her machine. 362.5, her best effort, landed her in the number 4 spot. And Marcus Butner, left-hand side out of Tobaccoville, North Carolina, for Butner Construction, Redline Oil, PST, Pat Busey horsepower for both of these machines. Butner comes in out of 364.0 that landed him number 6. Of course, Marcus Butner, our most recent winner on tour, stopped by Galot Motorsports Park for Drag Wars just a few short weeks ago. Marcus Butner, Amber Denton. Final shot at the racetrack before round one. To the finish line, Marcus Butner, 365 with the 6 in the heat of the day. He just put the rest of the field on notice. 375 at 204 for Amber. But Marcus Butner, in the heat of the day, just laid down an excellent lap that should have everyone else thinking about their setups. Billy Albert, Tommy Franklin. Head to the water box. Billy Albert, left-hand side out of Wytheville, Virginia. The Stan Nance-owned structural mechanical 2020 Camaro. Ricky Smith on the headset. Tune it on that machine. 363.2 was his best effort so far. Landed number 5 on the sheet. And Tommy Franklin, your points leader in the category, over on the right-hand side out of Fredericksburg, Virginia, the Jungle Rat 3.0 69 Camaro for Redline Oil, Franklin Electric, SmartCom, Hoosier, and Mincer Motorsports. Pat Musey providing the horsepower. Tommy Franklin over on the right-hand side. Of course, Billy Albert building his own horsepower here on the left side. Albert Racing Engines. Front end hiked up in the air. 367.2 at 207. 379 as Billy Albert clicks it off a little bit early.
I think the Ricky Smith Racing team might be playing a little bit of possum. Both cars click them at the 330. Ricky may have said, hey, boys, we're not going to go out there and show our entire hand, but we're going to get what we need to the 330 and step it off the loud pedal, because right as Billy Albert got there, boop, off the pedal, shoots out. But Tommy Franklin makes the second best run of the weekend, 367, or second best run of the session, my bad, 367, 207, which is actually his second best run of the weekend because he's only made 2 sessions qualifying. So I was ahead of the game.
Good job, buddy. So our final parent category, Fires to Life. Tim Papp, Freddie Scriba, going to round out final round of qualifying here in Schweitzer Dynamics Pro Nitrous. Papp on the right-hand side out of Charleston, Illinois. Team KTR, the 2016 Corvette for Papp Autobody. Number 2 on the sheet, 360 with a 9. And Freddie Scriba, left-hand side out of Millersville, Maryland, your defending world champion in the category. The Sorcerer, 1969 Camaro for Scriba Welding. He went a 360 with a 0. So, Tyler.
Kevin Rivenbark,
yeah, he's got to be quiet when we get ready to talk because he makes us laugh a little bit.
So our final parent category rolls up. We talked about it before the class started. Freddie Scriba's 360 flat last night. It's enough for the first leg of a national record, but now you've got to back it up. If you want the record now, you don't want to wait for round 1. You want to do it right here in the heat of the day. You got to go 363.6 or quicker. I don't think it's out there.
But I tell you, if you're going to go after it, why put a round, like a moon tune in later tonight and take a chance of not winning first round? Right here is a prime opportunity other than the weather.
It's warmer right now. I think Freddie's going to play it safe and go get data for tomorrow. Tonight, what do you have to lose if you're on the bottom side of the sheet sitting beside Freddie Scribe? You throw everything you got at it, and if you come up behind on a first round matchup, especially at night and at the World Finals, it's hard to sleep on until next season. Freddie Scribe, Tim Papp, 2 quickest last night. Final right here. Both of them out and gone. Neither one of them making the lap that they want. Freddie stepped out of it early. Tim Papp, 371 at 2:03. They remain 1 and 2, and Freddie Scribe closes Schweitzer Dynamics Pro Nitrous qualifying is your #1 qualifier.
In the pits, we need Pro Stock. Pro Stock for your final round of qualifying, please. AED competition, Pro Stock. We need you. Presented by Sonny's World Class Racing Engines here this weekend. It's time for a little Shark Tank action with WS Construction Pro Boost, presented by Tie Drive and P2 Contracting. Chuck Olson and Don Tolley going to be the first pair out. Tolley on the right-hand side out of Bedford, Virginia. The 2014 Camaro, winning 370 with the 1, and is in that vulnerable number 16 qualified position. Chuck Olson, left-hand side of the racetrack. Out of Mount Airy, Maryland, the 68 Camaro from E. Baldwin, Brian Roche Racing Engines. He's number 18 on the outside looking in. He struggled here this weekend at Virginia Motorsports Park trying to put it all together, and this is his last opportunity to do so. Like I said, Tolley's number 16 out of 370 with the 1. Chuck Olson, final opportunity to get into today's field. Here we go.
Olson and Tolley side by side. Olson is in and bumps Tolley out. Whoa, what a heartbreaker for Don Tolley. Tolley makes a good run to go 371, sits beside Chuck Olson's 365 that pushes him out of the show. And oh, by the way, Chuck Olson, you're in, but you're the bump. 365-0, now the bump spot. So our trackside spotters will check the left-hand side of the racetrack where Olson smoked as he went through the finish line. The left side looks like he got a piston on that one, so that team will go to work. We'll decide if they're going to go to work in the pits or if they're going to go to work back at home. See if that 365-0 holds out to be in the show.
Pro Stock, we need you. Pro Stock, we need you for your final qualifier, please. Pro Stock to the lanes. 632, you're on standby. Frank Falter. Out of Pasadena, Maryland, the Candyman 69 Camaro pulls out and through the water box on the right-hand side of the racetrack. And what a weekend they're having. Not sure, but I believe career best 364 for that team. Falter came through the ranks of elite top dragster. And thank you, DJ, for the heads up. That was career best numbers for Falter in that Candyman Camaro. Came through the elite top dragster ranks. Was very successful, and then decided, hey, you know, we're going to jump into the Shark Tank of Pro Boost. In the program at number 14. And you're not dipping a toe.
Nah, you either got to be all in or all out. This team, all in on Pro Boost.
Making the trip. How about a 368.3 at 203 miles an hour? And I tell you, a little wiggly there when he got the parachutes out, but you've got to be feeling good if you're Frank Falter and the team to go A to B, the heat of the day. Joel Wensley, Johnny Camp, and what I find interesting about this pair is Johnny Camp comes in number 12. That is not a place we're used to seeing the Hells Bells Chevrolet.
Yeah, but number 12 is 361, Scotty.
Well, I wasn't going to get to that part yet, but yes, that's extremely fast. But Johnny Camp used to being a front runner in the category. And something not right out there with the Joel Wensley machine.
Yeah, I think we might have we've either got breakage or fluid or something, because Joe Wensley's car is, I think, quiet. They are going to have to push the Wensley program back.
So Johnny Camp on the right-hand side out of Cannonsburg, Pennsylvania for NGK, Pro Charger, and Pro Line. Camp Brothers Concrete Pumping. Brandon Stroud behind the keyboard. Sits waiting patiently. Over on the right-hand side is Joe Wensley. It's dead in the water now, out of the car. Going to jump over the wall. Johnny Camp, 922 down low, 361.2 at 207. Good rip.
That's a very, very nice run out of that car. And the reason why I say that is his best run of the weekend's 361.3 in much better conditions. So Johnny Camp's car, albeit qualified number 12, we know how strong that car can and is.
So we will be just a moment. As you can see, the scrubber moving. There will be some cleanup behind Wensley's machine. You're watching at home on the Flow overhead cam. Looks like chocolate milk out on the racing surface, so we will clean this up. Get right back to racing action just as soon as we can.
Race with VP Racing for 50 years. VP Racing has been the choice of champions, delivering high-performance race fuels, lubricants, coolants, and additives to give you the power and performance you need.
For Q3. big shout out to the VMP and PDRA track crew for getting things cleaned up out there in such a hurry. The racetrack good to go. Scott Lang and Jay Cox going to be the next to fire up and pull through the water box. Well, maybe Scott Lang's going to. Out of Rocky Mount, North Carolina, the Equalizer 2018 Camaro for AML Motorsports. Nissan of Rocky Mount, Infiniti of South Bay, CarMax, Still Moon Moonshine, Proline, and Fuel Tech all helping out. Keenan Allen, the NFL superstar, on the side of the Equalizer, K813. Looks like Jay Cox may be on the clock. I think Kevin Rivenbark just ran out of race control to try to help his best friend Jay Cox out.
You know what? Top tier crew chief, driver extraordinaire, and all-time winner got that car started up and didn't even get outside of race control. What a move. Those North Carolina boys run strong and they stick together. And that's why Scott Lang cut his car off to wait on him. North Carolina strong.
That's right, baby. So Jay Cox on the right-hand side out of Smithfield, North Carolina. The Pumpkin 69 Camaro for Buckner Construction, Smithfield. Collision, Quartermax Racing, Hazen Sun Construction, Parts, and Mark Mickey Transmissions. Jay Cox here in PDRA competition. We've seen him in Pro Nitrous. We've seen him with turbos, and now he's got the Harts Charger on it. Laid down a 359.6 at 208 last night, and that was only good enough for number 10. 362.0, the best attempt for Scott Lang here on the left side of the racetrack.
But now he's got trouble at the finish line. 366, the quicker of the two, goes to Scott Lang, but Jay Cox has got a world of hurt between the frame rails of the Pumpkin. The smoke exited. Got it shut off quick, hopefully minimized the damage. But the number 10 qualified Jay Cox has got a lot of work to do before round one tonight.
So we'll send our trackside spotters out to make sure the racing surface is good to go. Good to go from the top end, so we fire our next pair. John Dock and Cam Hensley. Hensley over on the right-hand side out of Vernon, California. The Lillard machine. 69 Camaro for Coast Packing. Number 8 on the qualifying sheet at a 3:59.1.
That was a career best for him. I noticed that last night on social media. Cam was pretty pumped up in his first run in the 350 range.
And just a big shout out to the whole Coast Packing crew. Two-car team, and they have been on it here this weekend at the World Finals.
They have, and they've been busting tail on both of those cars. And it's really cool to see them starting to get that momentum back. You know, that's a team that's run at the front of a lot of different categories in drag racing. Now they've pretty much dove head first into Pro Mod with two strong Pro Boost cars. Cameron being the centrifugal supercharged car, and Jason Lee coming later with the screw-blown car. Now, let's see what they got for us. We saw a 61 pop out there from Johnny Camp, which I feel it's a very strong run in these conditions. John Dock and Cam Hensley both have looked good so far this weekend. Let's see what they have for us as they both roll to the starting line now.
And looking at the prior runs, 361 and a 360 for John Dock for Southern Diamond. Nasty Racing and TKM Performance. Hart's Charger on John Dock's machine. Making some career best ETs here this weekend. We'll see if he can continue the trend.
John Dock's out of the pedal. Cam Hensley clicks it at the 330-foot mark. Goes 371 at 193 miles per hour.
Parachute looks like it caught the 660 block, so we'll have to go reset that. Our next pair fired up, pulling through the water box. Kurt Stedding and Ed Burnley. Stedding, the P2 machine, over on the right-hand side of the racetrack. For Redline Oil, NGK Spark Plugs, Tie Drive, and YO Motorsports. Number 7 on the sheet at a 3:59.0. And Ed Burnley, left-hand side out of Pasadena, Maryland. The Ironman 69 Camaro for Southern Wind Refrigeration. He's number 9 qualifier at 3:59.2.
Pro 632, if you are not in the lanes, we need you now. Pro 632, if you are not in the lanes, we need you now. Ed Burnley left side. The Ironman Chevrolet Camaro, arguably Scotty's favorite Pro Boost driver.
It is. I mean, he's doing an amazing job behind the wheel, and a 3:59.2. That's only, 2 thou behind and 2 spots on the ladder.
Yep. I don't think there's a 59 out there right now. Kurt Stedding on the right-hand side, the Built by Brad. Sticker on the side of the cowl hood on that car. For Redline Oil, P2 Contracting, Tie Drive, Hoosier Tire. Let's see what the 51-year-old contractor of Pennsylvania got for us here in the final round of qualifying. Set the ladder, get ready to go for round 1 later tonight. Tire shake for Stedding, he's out of the pedal. Burnley made a move and wisely stepped off the pedal as well. 4:03 for Ed Burnley because he coasts down for time, and Kurt Stedding 5:16 after tire shake.
Jason Lee, we just talked about him here just a little bit ago out of Vernon, California. The Lard Machine 2020 Camaro for Lions Custom Motorsports, Noonan Race Engineering, Hoosier Tires, Liberty's Gears. What a weekend they're having. Number 6 on the qualifying sheet at a 3:58.8. And Melanie Salemi made us all liars because we thought she was going to skip this round.
Luckily, we didn't tell too many of our friends.
Wait a minute, we got friends?
Acquaintances.
Okay. She'll be on the left side of the racetrack behind the wheel of the 68 Firebird out of Buffalo, New York. Ali Installations, Resolution Racing Services, G-Force Race Cars, and MSR Performance Engines. Jason Lee just watched his teammate Cam Hensley make a pretty good launch and aborted at the 3:30. See what he's got in store for us right
here. Melanie takes it all the way to the finish line, goes 360, 207 miles per hour after not even thinking about making the lap. We just come out and go low for the session thus far. Jason Lee goes 365 at 205. Melanie Salemi takes yet another bullet, loads it in the chamber and says, yep, we're still fast. 360.
Tutterow, our next pair out. King here on the left-hand side, teammate to Melanie Salemi. The G-Force built Savage Corvette out of Strasburg, Virginia, owned by Gene Pilot. Pilot Electric Onboard Resolution Racing Services. He's number 2 on the qualifying sheet at a 3:56.5. And Ty Tutterow over on the right-hand side, your points leader in the category. The Justin Smith-owned Quick Fuel Camaro for Ty Drive and Redline Oil. And Tyler, we talked a lot about this category on PDRA Live this week, and the biggest hurdle that we felt Ty Tutterow needed to get over was qualifying, and he's already done that.
Got that. Checked that box in Q1. Came back last night, and Scotty calls it the moon tune. Was definitely engaged. They were trying to go for a national record, I do believe, and went into some tire shakes. Now it's race mode time. Just watched his closest competitor of Melanie Salemi in the point standings go 360 down the left-hand side of the racetrack, and Ty sits on the right-hand side. Final round of qualifying, last chance you got. Going down the racetrack for E1 later tonight. Sun goes down. Let's see what they have for us at that time.
To the finish line they're going to go. How about a 3:59.5 at 209 miles an hour for Ty Tutterow? Tyler, that was stout.
Well, I think Todd Tutterow heard me say on the microphone that I don't really know if a 350's out there, and he went, let me prove him wrong. Ty Tutterow, low elapsed time of the session, 3:59 at 209 miles per hour, and Steve King right next door, 3:62, as I do believe our final pair in category rolls in Randy Weatherford and Jason Harris.
Randy Weatherford and Jason Harris, our final pair in category. Harris on the right-hand side out of Pittsboro, North Carolina, the Party Time Camaro for Southern Diamond, SP Tools, Hoosier, Pro Charger, and LAT Racing Oil. Your number 3 qualifier, 357.0. And Randy Weatherford on the left-hand side out of Danville, Virginia, the WS Construction 2021 Camaro is number 1 on the qualifying sheet at a 355.6. And what a later half of the season it has been for Randy Weatherford. Switched over to the Hearts Charger. The first race with it was number 1 qualifier and took home the 660 man. Randy has not only had the performance from his race car, but he is doing his job behind the wheel.
Final pair in category, and they put on a show for you. 359.8, 360 with a 4, side by side. They go to the top end of the racetrack, and Randy Weatherford closes Pro Boost qualifying as your number 1 qualifier for the Hearts Charger. 355.6, 1,000th of a second away from the national record. Randy Weatherford goes into race day number 1. Steve King 2, Jason Harris 3, Melanie Salemi 4, Ty Tutter 05, Jason Lee 6, Kurt Stedding 7, and Cam Hensley round out the top half of the sheet. So when you see Pro Boost come back, it'll be 2 down and 1 come back, and those 8 drivers will pick their lane in round number 1 later this afternoon.
Now we make the jump over to AED Performance Extreme Pro Stock presented by Sonny's Racing Engines. The 3-pedal big cubic inch naturally aspirated monsters of the PDRA. And Dave Hughes going to be the first out. The HRE Manifolds 2018 Camaro for AED competition, Kazi Racing Engines, and Ram Clutches. He's number 6. Hasn't had the pass he's been looking for and that we all know he's capable of making. Looking to do it right here in his final shot at qualifying. In the pit area, need Pro Street. Pro Street, we need you for Q3. Pro Street, we need you for Q3, please. .428.9, 167 for Dave Hughes. So next out on the racing surface, Chris Powers, your defending world champion in the category out of Carlisle, Pennsylvania. Sonny's world-class racing engines. ATI Performance Products 2021 Camaro. He won a 4.06.2 and ended up number 4 on the qualifying sheet. CR Powers HVAC on board. Powers having to do a little driving out there to the top end. He goes 412 with the 3 at 176 miles per hour. Pro Street, we need you for your final round of qualifying. Pro Street, we need you. Stephen Boone, Elijah Morton going to pull through the water box next. Stephen Boone, a past world champion here in the category out of Weaverville, North Carolina. The Boone Motorsports Cobalt. Hoosier Tire, Mincer Motorsports line-to-line coating. Allen Competition engines, all 830 cubic inches of it. He won a 4.077. It's number 5 on the sheet. And Elijah Morton on the right-hand side out of Swansboro, North Carolina, the Double Trouble Mustang. Another Allen Competition engines underneath the hood scoop. Larry Jeffers built race cars. South State Development, Horizons East, and Carolina Utilities. Elijah, number 3, at a 4.049. Top end, 4.08 with the 5 for Stephen Boone. Great lap out here in the heat of the day for that team. 4.11 with an 8 for Morton over on the right-hand side. Got 2 more cars we need moved. Chevy Traverse, maroon Chevy Traverse, and a black Lexus ES 350, both parked behind the grandstands. A maroon Chevy Traverse and a black Lexus ES 350 parked behind the grandstands. We need them moved. So a final pair in category. Jordan Insulin, Alan Drinkwater. Insulin, arguably the hottest driver in Extreme Pro Stock right now out of Lakeland, Florida. The 09 Mustang for Jay's Performance and Repair. CJW Solutions, PJP Constructions, your #1 qualifier here this weekend at a 4.030. And Alan Drinkwater over on the right-hand side. He's your champion this season. Out of Maitland, Florida, the 08 Mustang for Seminole Paving, AED, Ram Clutches, and Kazi Racing Engines, #2 qualifier at a 4.044. Flat out gaskets on the door of your 2025 world champion in the category. PSJ world champ 2-time on the back window.
Why would you not?
Had all his disciples out helping him last night in Q2.
It's a done deal. Your 2025 Pro Stock World Champion drops the hammer on the right-hand side of the racetrack. The flat-out gaskets. Ford Mustang stops the clock 4.080. 1/100th of a second quicker than Jordan Ensslin. But Ensslin stays on the top of the leaderboard, closes qualifying year #1 qualifier. Jordan Ensslin closes the party, puts the first check mark in the box. #1 qualifier. Now you got to go win the drag race. Jordan Ensslin 1, Alan Drinkwater 2, Elijah Morton 3, Chris Powers 4 will be your top qualifiers in Extreme Pro Stock.
Well, Tyler, the celebrity pedigree just continues here in race control, as now we have Chevy Floyd up here with us. Kevin Rivenbark's just about done with his autograph session. And we're moving into PDRA Pro 632, presented by PTC and Chevy. Chevy used to drive these cars that you're seeing out here right now and had a lot of fun doing it. Maybe trying to put something else together for next season where he won't give us the skinny on what's going to happen for 2026 yet, but that's okay. Some secrets are better kept. Brian Claus and Gary Hood going to lead the category off. And Chevy, what a tremendous year this has been in 632 competition. I spoke on it a lot throughout the weekend about how tight the competition has gotten.
That's pretty crazy. You know, we went through a couple of years where, you know, we had a couple of great cars, but now I'm telling you what, there's a bunch of different names out there. Nicole Liberty, Walt Lanigan's back. Now we got a young gun in Carson
Hoyle, and you got J.C. Beatty, who's laying down career best as well, man. I mean, the competition level has just increased tremendously. It's amazing to watch from my vantage point. So Brian Claus, Gary Hood going to lead us off, number 9 and 10 on the qualifying sheet. 422 best effort for Brian Claus, and that's the better of the two. Side by side to go to the top end, 426.6 and a 440. Big improvement for Gary Hood in the SLM 63 split window. So Chevy just mentioned, Nicole Liberty comes out next, left-hand side out of Marine City, Michigan. The 99 Firebird for NGK Spark Plugs, Liberty's gears. Nicole with a #1 qualifier so far this season, 4:17.4 here this weekend, has landed her in the #7 qualified position. And Jason Ventura on the right-hand side out of Pompano Beach, Florida, the Gladiator X 1970 Camaro with the HRE horsepower underneath the hood scoop. Procom ELS helping out the Gladiator X machine. 4:18.8 for Jason Ventura. And when we stopped at our last stop on tour, Chevy, Jason laid down some career best numbers, and that team has finally found what they've been looking for all season.
Yeah, like I've been saying before, you know, when you're at the bottom of the hill, it seems like it takes forever to get back to the top. But Jason's been actually climbing and made some stellar runs past couple of races, and I believe that team's heading in the right direction.
Yeah, whatever it was that was haunting them has definitely cleared itself up, or they have figured it out. So Jason Ventura on the right-hand side, Nicole Liberty on the left. Here we go.
Jason Ventura wanted right there. Nicole Liberty 4:19.168. Good run in the heat right there for 6:32.
So two more heavy hitters pulled through the water box. Kyle Salmon, and on the right-hand side out of Marine City, Michigan, for Matt's Electric, the 03 Cavalier. Pat Musey horsepower underneath the scoop for his hot rod, and Carson Hoyle left-hand side for ATI Performance Products out of Hickory, North Carolina, his 69 Camaro. He went a 4:12 with the 7 in qualifying. It landed him #4 Kyle Salmonen right behind him at a 4:15.
The spring race, this young man, Carson Hull, wore me out first round. It still hurts my heart a little bit, but I tell you what, the kid's got it. I mean,
Oh, yeah. He's doing a phenomenal job behind the wheel. A couple times this season, we've seen him have trip zip reaction times.
he's had it going on for him, and that whole team has been really finding their stride here as of late. But I tell you what, Scotty, you give that kid a couple more runs, and these boys in 632 and girls are going to have their hands full with Carson Hull.
I agree. And, you know, to make the jump from running 790s in a junior dragsters to qualified now at a 412.7, that's a lot more going on inside that car.
632 cars, I'm telling you too, Scotty, whenever you let go of the button, they are moving.
So here we go. A couple final adjustments, and they'll pull them up to the top bulb.
Carson Hull, 415, 170 in the heat, Scotty. I tell you what, they got a little something going.
I feel for certain he just put the rest of the field on notice, but we still have a couple heavy hitters yet to go. So, but what an impressive run by Carson. I mean, if you're sitting back watching that, are you a little concerned about it if you got to run him first round?
At the end of the day, you got to go A to B. Whatever happens, happens. Maybe you think about it in the fifth, but once that winning net goes up, Carson Hull's out of my head.
So Jeff Pittman, another rookie in the category, and Tyler gets excited with me when I say that because he's been around with elite top sportsmen and such for quite a long time, knows how to drive these super fast machines over here in the PDRA. But Pittman will be on the right-hand side. The 68 Chevelle, part of Team Greenbrier. Hickory enclosed trailer sales. Number 5 on the sheet at a 414.2. Walt Lanigan, Savannah, Georgia, left-hand side. The 2010 GTO, copy print warehouse direct. Number 3 qualifier at a 412 with the 4. Got Jamie Miller in the Red Hat Mafia tuning on his machine. And I'm telling you, if there's one car on the property that always would bother me when he got next to me, it's Walt Lanigan. He's a hired gun and gets the job done behind the wheel.
Why, he's a hired gun, Scott.
Yes, sir.
Walt Lanigan is a bad man, and I tell you what, they have had some unbelievable, fantastic runs in the last couple of races. And even the Pro Stars deal, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good on
yes,
that
sir.
last run. Like Walt said, you got to take them as you can get them, but that team right there, tough to handle.
But first you have to put yourself in that position, and they have done just that. He swept our Galat races this year, and a tough man behind the steering wheel of that GTO left side. Pretty good side-by-side pass right there, Chevy. 417 to a 418. I mean, looks to me like these guys are setting up for race day.
Confident runs right there going into E1, and you know, 417, 418 right there. After watching Carson Hull go 415, I still feel pretty good about those runs.
100%. So our final car in category, J.C. Beatty Jr. The ATI Performance Products Chevrolet Camaro out of Maryland is your number 2 qualifier here this weekend. Laid down a 410 with a 6, and Chevy, I talked to him a little bit when I was in Galat and was real excited about the motor he waited 2 years for, and it has paid dividends for him. He's had career best after career best. Now finds himself number 2 on the sheet this weekend.
Confident for sure heading into the weekend, knowing that, you know, coming off the trailer in Q1, having that big stout run, and then following it up in Q2 with the 410. It's got to be a good feeling. You want to go A to B right here, make a nice, solid run. Heading into E1, you may throw it all to it.
And I tell you, he was looking good down at Galat at our last race on tour. Throughout the week, some social media came out. He posted a video. We figured out why he didn't quite run that number. Had the steering wheel come off at about, what do you think, 60, 100 feet out?
It wasn't good.
Yeah, it's not what you wanted to happen. I can assure you of that. So, J.C. Beatty Going to be our final car and category here in Pro 632, presented by PTC. I tell you, I think that we could see him maybe rival Carson Hoyle's numbers on the scoreboard. Man, was 982 down low. And I feel like that might have been the shot, but then obviously some sort of mechanical failure kept it from moving on. So real quick, Broom and Groom out on the surface. And then we bring out the baby Shark Tank of Pro Street. Super Street, you need to get to the staging lanes if you're not already here. Super Street, we need you to the lanes if you're not already here.
Redline Oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
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 Formulated to win, proven by me.
Unleash the power of performance with the Edelbrock Group. For over 85 years, our legendary brands have been trusted by automotive enthusiasts around the world. From street performance to racing, our innovative solutions, engineering, and testing deliver unmatched power, precision, and reliability. Proudly manufactured in our 7 facilities across the U.S., we stand by the quality of our craftsmanship. The Edelbrock Group, where passion meets performance.
This is what you save your lunch money for. Welcome to the High Limit Room.
Redline Oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
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 Formulated to win, proven by me.
We drive tech. We drive the industry. Going beyond the limits and advancing forward. A versatile all-in-one solution. We're here for you every step of the way. And that's why you see Fuel Tech everywhere.
Flashers on the tractor. And we'll bring out our Baby Shark tank. Liberty's gears. Pro Street, presented by Mincer Motorsports. 20 of these Pro Street machines on the property, trying to make a 16-car field. So here at the Redline Oil PDRA Pro Line Racing Brian Olson World Finals, presented by Pro Charger. And the final shot at the racetrack for our Liberty's Gears Pro Street, presented by Mincer Motorsports machine. So our first two in category complete the burnout process. Michael Martin. On the left-hand side, the Juice Man 1969 Camaro, and Chris Cadano, the Flying Brick out of Westland, Michigan, on the right-hand side. And I'm really surprised to see Cadano on the outside looking in. He came in here and did some testing on Thursday morning, and that thing looked amazing. A to B hits every single time, but he has been riding the struggle bus since then. Michael Martin, a longtime veteran in the category, currently needs to go better than a 440 with a 7. That's the bump spot, and not going to be safe for long. 10.5-inch tires on the back of these machines, plus or minus 2 inches on wheelbase, and the same power plants that you see in our Pro Modified cars. Here we go. And again, Cadano's going to struggle, but he's going to regain it. Let's see what he goes. 5:17.9, not going to qualify. Michael Martin struck the tire right on the hit. He won't make the field either. In the pit area, Magna Fuel back half, Top Sportsman left side of the ladder will take you to the lanes for first round pairings. Back half, Top Sportsman, left side of the ladder. We need you to staging at this time for first round pairings. Warren Vandish, left-hand side of the racetrack out of Fulton, New York, the 71 Nova. What an absolute